Hey, what's up everybody? Michael from RogueDeckBuilder.com here doing a gameplay video. Got a full match for you guys, finally. And this is with my junk Enchanted deck. Hopefully you guys enjoy watching this, and I'll definitely get some more in the future, as well as I'll hopefully get some new decks going. Journey into Nyx is finally released, so pumped about that. And I got a Journey into Nyx booster box on the way, so I'm excited about that as well. I will do some sort of unboxing video type video probably, but you know, I want to try and make it a little bit different than everyone else's, so leave me some comments. Let me know some interesting ways you think I could open up this Journey into Nyx booster box for you guys, just because I think it's a little bit more, you know, we all know how booster box openings work. You open packs, show the rare, mythic, whatever, and go on your way. I want to do things a little bit more interesting, so let me leave me some ideas on how you think I could do that, and I'll definitely check them out. But anyways, let's get on with the game. This is Junk Enchanted versus another sort of homebrew, mono red. It's mono red devotion, but with some Journey into Nyx upgrades and changes. So we won the die roll. This is my starting hand. This isn't a great hand for this deck, but because we have a way to curve into Nyx Fleece Ram into Courser of Kruphix, it's a perfectly fine keep, as well as we have some removal spells. We have one that we don't have to find we need to find a third land and hopefully a black source for Hero's Downfall. But it's, you know, double black for Hero's Downfall sort of sucks at these times. But we still have Abrupt Decay, so as long as we find one black source, we're pretty much fine. Like, this isn't a great hand, but it is definitely a keep still. So we play Temple Garden tapped. My opponent plays a Rakdos Cackler Unleashed, of course. So I'm thinking mono red aggro at this point. We untap, we draw another Temple Garden, so we end up just shocking ourselves playing our Nyx Fleece Ram. It gives us a way to block Rakdos Cackler. And really, the way you play these matches is with this deck, you just want to slow your opponent down until you hit at least turn 5 or so, where you can get cards like Archangel of Thune and Obsidian online, and you pretty much take the game from there. So it's really just about slowing down and really just buying yourself time, essentially. Hence why I made this deck for against those aggro matchups. So my opponent plays a Temple of Triumph, scries, and plays a Dragon Mantle to draw a card, as well as equip his Rakdos Cackler. So we untap, draw another Abrupt Decay. Still no black source, really sucks for us. But now we still have the option of either playing Banishing Light at this point or Courser of Kruphix. I opt to play Banishing Light because, again, like I said before, this is all about just slowing our opponent down. Our opponent really has no board state other than Rakdos Cackler, and we can end up 2-for-1ing him anyways with Banishing Light. So I opt out for doing that because we're not under any other pressure. I don't really need to worry about getting Courser of Kruphix out right away. So we just Banishing Light his Rakdos Cackler, get a 2-for-1 there. Perfectly fine with us. He untaps, plays a Prophetic Flame Speaker, which is one of the new Journey into Nyx cards. If you don't know what it does, it is a 1/3 for 3, double red. Double red is included, sorry. So it's 1 colorless and 2 red. With double strike and trample, and whenever it deals damage to a player, you get to exile the top card of your library and play at that turn. It's pretty much similar to Chandra's 0 ability. So on our turn, we end up just untapping, playing the Courser of Kruphix. Of course, we drew a Temple of Plenty. Sadly, no black source, but hopefully the Scry land can help us get there. And we reveal a Devour Flesh on top with Courser of Kruphix. So we don't really want that. We have no black source to play it anyways, and we already have enough removal as it is. So I play the Temple Plenty, get a life from the Courser of Kruphix, and scry Devour Flesh to the bottom, revealing a Godless Shrine on top, which is perfect. So next turn, my opponent plays a Boros Reckoner, which is sort of a problematic card for us, but luckily we don't really have to worry about interacting or doing damage to it at this point. And right now, our main concern is just finding black sources. We see a Temple of Silence on top, so I could play that in place of the Godless Shrine I drew, but I want to be able to play Abrupt Decay right away to just, again, keep removing his board state and not have to worry about things. So I just ship back his turn after playing my Godless of Shrine untapped. We only lose 1 life thanks to Courser of Kruphix. My opponent untaps, and he ends up attacking with both of his creatures. So at this point, like, I figure he's mono red aggro, and I don't realize, or mono red aggro or mono red devotion, because of Boros Reckoner, but I didn't realize he had burn in his deck at this point, and those decks usually don't carry a ton of burn as it is, but as you can see by his hand, he does have 2 shocks and a lightning strike. So here I actually should have, when he attacks, I actually should have, rather than block both and then wait till the end of turn, because I thought he might have had a pump or something, and I thought he might want to pump up one of his guys, and I was just going to end up abrupt decaying whichever one he pumped to get a nice 2-for-1 there. But realistically, I didn't know he had burned, but still, I think I should have just killed off one of his creatures just in case. I think Prophetic Flame Speaker is a little bit more important to him. So I should have just killed that off right away before damage was resolved, because now I just block, and after the damage goes through, he ends up shocking both my creatures and killing them off. So, I mean, it's not a terrible trade. We do get 2 cards out of his hand, and that's 4 damage that's not to my face. And, we're going to kill his creatures off anyways. So, he's down to 1 card. So, I mean, it's not terrible because of the lack of cards he has. But at the same time, it still would have been nice to keep one of my creatures online. So, at the end of his turn, I just abrupt decay his Prophetic Flame Speaker. And then on my turn, I draw the Temple of Silence, play it, scry... I scryed a Thoughtseize to the bottom and end up just abrupt decaying his other Boros Reckoner. So we still have removal. My opponent just has a Lightning Strike in hand. He's just drawing land right now. We draw a land as well, but still, this is perfectly fine for us. We're better in the late game. He is worse in the late game, especially if he's playing Devotion type deck with no board presence. So he top decks a Rakdos Cackler, still perfectly fine. We top deck a Underworld Connections, which is 10 times better. Not having anybody to block, we still, if Rakdos Cackler does end up becoming a problem later on, we do have a safety sort of mechanism through Hero's Downfall to get rid of it if it does happen to be a nuisance later on. So I just attach Underworld Connections right away. We just want to start drawing cards and drawing into our main threats, because we have 19 life. We're perfectly fine, healthy life total, and we use it right away to draw a Nyx Fleece Ram, which is perfect against his deck. So draw it, he top decks an Heroic God of Victory, which he plays to be able to get damage through with Rakdos Cackler, but it's perfectly fine because with Nyx Fleece Ram, we're essentially only taking 1 damage a turn. Well, 2 possibly, but it's better than 3 each turn with Underworld Connections. So that's perfectly fine with us. So we just let the damage go through. Can't block anyways. We draw a Temple of Malady, which we play to scry a... What do I scry? I scry a Hero's Downfall to the bottom of my library. We already have one. We just want to keep drawing into threats. So I scry before I activate Underworld Connections, which is great because using Underworld Connections, we draw into an Archangel of Thune, which we can actually play. And the Nyx Fleece Ram and Archangel of Thune synergy is one of the best things in this deck. So we shift back to his turn. He draws a land, so he's getting a little bit land flooded, which is great for us. On our turn, we get an Archangel of Thune trigger, thanks to Nyx Fleece Ram, and that's here's where you can see where things just get awesome with it. We draw into a Godless Shrine, so we are flooding a little bit as well, but it's perfectly fine. We're fine with that as long as we have Underworld Connections. So I didn't play my Godless Shrine. I used Underworld Connections first. We drew a Scry land, which I found a Thoughtseize on the top of my library, which I shipped to the bottom because we really don't need it at this point. So we attack with Archangel of Thune. I actually technically should have just attacked with both. I totally forgot that Iroh's God of Victory only allows you to block with 2 or more creatures, and I wasn't going to block anyways, so I should have got that extra point of damage in. But we get another Archangel of Thune trigger off, so Nyx Fleece Ram's just completely bonkers huge, and my opponent draws another mountain and ends up conceding. So yeah, it's really hard for these aggro decks when they have no board presence. It's pretty much impossible for them to win against Archangel of Thune unless they have some sort of hard form of removal, and Nyx Fleece Ram and Archangel of Thune just do so much work together. And look at look at how awesome Nyx Fleece Ram is. If you get some counters on him, it's absolutely insane. Very few creatures can attack into a 2/7 body, and very aggressive decks can't attack into a 2/7 body either, because now Nyx Fleece Ram can actually kill their own creature. So awesome. Love it. And my opponents concede, so that's game 1. I will be splitting this up into 3 separate games just because doing it this way, it doesn't end up being like a 30-40 minute video for you guys, and you guys can take your time watching each game separately. So thank you guys for watching this game, and I'll definitely talk to you guys in the next one.